Hello, guys, and welcome back. All right, so I just finished editing and uploading day one's video, and so I took a look and I can see that video definitely ran a little more on the long end. What I am going to do to kind of try to fix that is be a little more smart where we put in the montages so that way they're not no big lengthy chunks, but still a little more frequently instead of just talking for the sake of talking. I'm just so used to doing this via Twitch, where I'm just consistently talking for 10, 12 hours straight. So I'm learning with the YouTube thing. But either way, I just quickly unpaused the game, and there was immediately a storm. So I kind of just toughed out the storm and quickly chopped two trees, and that way we were able to get just a little bit of storage here, so you're not watching me play Tetris the whole stream or whole video, I guess. Sorry, getting used to that. I also shaved real quick. I don't know what you guys think. We just got the stash left, but here's today's goal for day number two. I want to get out to the cave here, and I think we're going to go start getting metal production going. So when it comes to that, we are going to need to get some levels to actually start processing some of this stuff. Um, when it comes to tier one, there's not a whole lot of options we really have. So my idea is I'm gonna go out. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go get a pretty decent pile of ore if we can. Maybe do like a couple trips back and forth. Um, but hopefully we'll get a lot of XP. If we need to, we'll just speed gather a ton of resources, get those early levels going, and that's gonna let us start getting the tier two when things really open up. That's when we start making the contact device for running missions, orbital exchange, to start setting up exotics as we get them, crafting bench, start getting into metalworking, and that's going to open up just so much we can get into. We could actually start getting into the fishing bench. Technically, we can do some fishing off of our character on the basic rod, but it doesn't really make sense to do that because you're not really worried about fishing at this point. So let's enter montage rat mode, and I'm going to rush over to the cave that way, and I will see you guys in a second. All right. So one thing I wanted to stop on the way and show you is this right here, yeast. So this is a pretty useful item early in the game and late in the game, but I wanted to use it as a really good example to show you a pretty good tool here. So if you hit J, you're going to open up the Prospector Field Guide, and if we look in items, we can like specifically look up certain items, but the easiest way to engage with this is we take an item like yeast, right click on it, and open in the field guide. So it shows you can grow it with yeast seeds. You could get them in the farming packet on the market, or you can grow it in these different things. Now, the reason it's so useful is it is used for antibiotics, which we're probably about to deal with some issues with antibiotics here shortly. Um, we can also use it for some specialty tonics and like healing concoctions. So a lot of good uses for this. I wanted to get a little bit now, and we'll be able to craft up the seeds in the seed extractor. Um, like if we look over here, it'll say every 2 yeast in a seed extractor will get us that. Um, so just a good thing to have on hand if you're starting out is take advantage of the field guide here. Like let's say we picked up oxide, right? And you're trying to figure out what uses besides oxygen. You can see the different procurement ways, some more advanced recipes you might run into, and you can see some of the stuff you can actually kind of craft up with it. Like a lot of these have multiple uses, and it's good to keep them in mind. But with that said, back to montage, and I'll see you at the cave. All right, we are here at the cave, guys. So some of the caves, you'll usually be able to identify them by this framing. Some of them will be open, others will randomly have rock walls in front of them. And these rock walls can respawn, but you'll know it's a cave by it being mineable. It'll show like kind of the health status. However, it does take a bit to mine through, so we're going to have to actually dig through this to get into the cave where the ore is. Also, when we're inside these caves, you can run into cave worms, bees, all kinds of stuff. Alright, so we're in the cave now. Let's get our bow out. We'll turn on our torch. So it looks fairly lit, but when you get in, it's gonna have a darkening effect. And now cave worms, their weak spot is their face, and they're triggered at a certain distance. So this stuff, the worm scales, this is only useful if you've done a specific Great Hunt quest. So we're not going to use that. Now the poison sack does have a use for poison arrows that you can get base game. I'm gonna do my best to minimize any engagement in DLC stuff besides cosmetics, at least for the early part of this playthrough. Because I want this to be very applicable to you guys who are just picking up the game, base game. Ooh, that was close. So, if he had managed to get me there, which he was pretty close, I would have been in for some hurt because they do give a poison effect. You want to just like as quick as possible shoot for the head. Now, some other things I want to note here is where is it? Underground. So you get these negative effects for being in a cave, and the longer you're in a cave, the higher chance you have of getting cave sickness, which cave sickness can be really rough. Like, it will tank your stamina, regen, and everything, and it's a rough time. So we're going to do a montage. I'm going to get as much of this as I can carry of this copper and iron so we can get stuff started, maybe a little coal. And then I will show you what I get when we're done. Now, I wanted to show you guys, so we got cave sickness here while we were mining. So, the effects of cave sickness, it halves your health regen, halves your stamina, and it decreases XP gain. So when you stack that being underground, which takes a third of your stamina, so it takes a third and then half. So we're running with a very tiny stamina bar right now. So it's something to keep in mind. Just be careful when you're out caving because there's a very high chance that you're going to be sitting there with super low stamina. All right, I'm going to spend the points and finish off this cave here real quick. Alright, so we just finished up mining that cave here, and it looks like our total haul was about 66 or 61 copper ingots, or copper ores, so that's roughly 30 ingots, and over 200 iron ore. I mean, that breaks down to about 110 ingots, so not too bad of a start here. Now, The one thing I did want to note is you do not want to turn stuff into ore until you are able to actually use it. Now, if you just start turning everything into ingots from ore, it takes up more space in storage, which isn't the greatest for you. Yeah. Now, we have this storm we're going to have to deal with. The red part is about done, so we're pretty much just going to let that red part pass. Right now, the world around us is just getting torn apart by this storm. But as soon as we let this burst go through, we should be safe enough to like tank any damage that we get left from it. Now, one thing I do know we need is we are starting to get lower on oxygen, so we're gonna make sure we need to get. And can I English today? We are going to need to get a source of oxygen going, which means we need to keep pushing through these levels. We really need access to some of this higher tier stuff. Also, we need oxide because in the meantime, there technically is the oxidizer that is a little more efficient for oxide, but what we really want to do is push up to tier 2, and we're going to want to build the oxide dissolver because that's going to make life so much easier. But I think we're through the worst of the storm. Let's push out this way, and we'll stop on the way and if we can spot some oxide. Oh, well, looks like it's my lucky day right here. Gonna have to lose that stone. I need to get just enough where we're not overweight here. But I want as much as I can get just so we can keep breathing here. Alright, we're gonna have to make that do. Yeah, we're gonna have to just lose out on some of that stuff. Now, the good thing is I know exactly what we are gonna need for some of these upcoming upgrades, so we can start farming it ahead of time. Now, we'll be able to farm it ahead of time. However, it's still gonna come down to us needing to get those levels. Let me take a look at antibiotic paste. I need some silica on the way home. Oh, there we go. We just get a very small amount. There we go. If I eat something, I should get back underweight. There we go. All right, and let's montage back over the base. All right, home sweet home. We're back here at base, and what I want to do here is I want to go pick up some of this charcoal we got from the fire, because we are going to use that to make this healing item here. So we take this charcoal, go in our crafting, and oh, I forgot to learn it, antibiotic paste. So we should have the stuff now to make this here. This paste is absolutely essential early on. So what it will do is if we take a look here, we got 5 minutes of that. This should half the time of that. And it will actually, on top of that, give us plus 15% health regen. So it's pretty good for getting through some cave sickness early on. Now, they also have anti-parasitic paste, blood thinning paste, and anti-poison paste. And then if you look at some of the later tiers, we're also going to start getting into the tonics, which these will just fully remove the conditions instead of lessening the time. And then finally in tier 3, you get in the pills, which will actually not only remove it or prevent it, but they will give you essentially immunity to it for 10 minutes straight. So pretty useful. Now let's go unload our haul here. So I got this chest here that's going to be dedicated to a few things. What I will do though is let's actually go take a couple charcoal here, and I'm going to craft up a few of these just because there is a good chance we might run into needing those. I also want to start getting more meds because we're eventually going to want to be able to keep a stockpile of these meds. Like, they really are going to come in handy soon. Now, for the moment, we should be okay, but very soon we're going to hit the point where we're going to be out fighting a lot more, and we're going to need to be carrying all this stuff around with us. Also, let me just put this this fire whacker and hammer away in here. That should free up a little bit of weight. And we thankfully did make this water purifier, so if we want to go drink, we can just head right back outside here and do that. I will also grab this charcoal here and this meat, clear out the fire pit, and we can just head in the backyard here and retop this off. Should make sure we have plenty of fresh water to work with. All right, so let's we need XP, and we want to get some other stuff going here. So let's take a look what we can do here. I don't know, what is there much upgrades I can actually do that are gonna matter. We could get the fire pit, which is amazing, really good upgrade. However, I think we are better spent. No, I thought we were a little closer to level 10. We still need 3 more levels. So let's get the fire pit. 100 stone, 25 wood, which I do not have. So I'm going to go to the montage mode here, and we'll go get the stuff and upgrade this campfire here to a fire pit. Unless this thing scraps for enough, but I heavily doubt this is going to give us what we need. Nope. All right, so I will see you guys here in a minute, and we'll get that fire pit down. So currently we got enough stone. However, I think I'm going to take out another rock or two here, try to max out our weight capacity, because I know we're going to need more down the line, and we are getting XP from mining this. Yeah, most of that rock is inside that wall, so I don't think we're going to be getting the rest of that. But we got 3.5 stacks of this, so that is a pretty good amount to start with. Let's drop this off and craft up that new fire pit that we're going to be using, and then we'll figure out what our materials we need to get into. I'm also excited to show you guys the new perk we did get. So I saw there was a perk that lets us instantly collect any trees we chop down. So whenever we chop down a tree, instead of picking up all that wood, it should be going into our inventory now, which will make life a lot easier, honestly. Drop that in there. Yeah, this is essentially going to be my my storage for any like plant and animal stuff for the time being. Okay, we got the fire pit. Let's put this somewhere nice here. I want to leave some room on each side. Now, the thing that I think is going to be really good here is this will actually let us start getting a better mix of food early on. So we can take corn, we can take soybeans, and we'll actually have some real foods to work with here. I mean, the berry one isn't horrible. This gives us maximum health. I think I'm going to keep running the berries because we do have a lot of max health and stuff, but stamina we are kind of lacking on. Let me switch out the corn too here because I want to see what status effects we're getting from the charred corn. Okay, that's max stamina. Max health, max stamina. I mean, honestly, we probably could take out the berries for the time being. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with them yet because I know there is plenty of uses. But let's just give me a minute here and we'll quickly cook up some food here and then head back out on our next little step of the journey. All right, so we have some corn, we have some soybeans, and so that gives us a little more balanced diet. So we're getting 75 stamina and health from these two, and then we're getting 75 health from that, and we're getting the cooked stringy meat is really good. That one's giving us 100 max stamina and 150 max health, plus a boost to experience gain, which is going to come really in handy here soon. Now, we have some sticks and stuff, but we don't have a lot of wood. So I think our next step is to head out and just chop down a ton of wood. And while we're out there, I'll go grab some oxite. So I'm going to head out, grab that, and we will be right back. All right, so we got a little bit of oxide to work with here now. That should come in handy. I'm hearing some wolves around, so I think while we're out here, let's get a little quick hunting in. Oh, there's a wolf. You can tell when the spooky music hits in that you got some stuff around. Oh, and we got level 7 now, so just 3 more levels. I know killing animals is a really good way to level, so let's hunt down as much as we can real quick. All right. Apparently we don't know how to aim. Dang, I keep hearing the animals right as they get scared and run off. But I did see an icon over here. Let's see if we can get this rabbit. There we go. It's not a lot, but it's something. Oh, got something up there on the hill. Oh wait, pronghorn. Nice. Look, now we're on a nice murder spree here, and we're getting this XP going a lot quicker. Let me go repair that bone knife real quick. All right, another wolf. We'll go take this guy out, loot him up. Yeah, just getting that wolf got us over 700 XP, and then breaking its bones and our 300 plus killing it. It's like a few thousand each time. So we're really speeding up our leveling by doing this, and I think it's really going to come in handy. Sweet, sweet Tyrannus meat. All right. Well, our inventory is full, so I'm going to rush back to the base here. If I can locate it. Oh, there we go. But I'm going to rush back here. We're going to get this dropped off, and we're going to try to just see if we can kind of keep pushing here. Oh, that was a happy accident. I'm going to need more arrows too, but that is some nice extra loot here. And, I mean, XP is the biggest thing, honestly. I might have to go drop some stuff to kind of move a few things around, but we should be able to fit most of this. All right, and we got some good stuff, it looks like, that cooked up here. Now, what I like to kind of do is just go through and just start eating anything that's getting low. Pretty good way to clear up some space here. Now, looks like we're low on fuel, so let's throw that on. I like that kind of creepy music setting in there. Now, is there anything else we can do? I think we're going to try to get one last quick push of wood here before we end the night. Because I really want to get that push towards level 10. So let's go out, do another quick wood cutting montage, get this wrapped up so we can get into day number 3. Now, one thing I noticed I did want to point out is if you're new to this game, you actually get some benefits from being wet. In most cases. So, being wet will actually decrease your temperature, which is really good if you're in some of the hotter regions of the game, and a lower chance to set fire. So, if you're around like your campfire and your base, it can be helpful. It's not nothing major. However, it does come in handy. All right, looks like we're all weighted up. We're gonna head back to base. Here, it looks like we got almost up to level 8. I think I'm gonna do one more thing for this day, and that's gonna be I'm gonna get back out to the cave one more time after we drop this off, and I'm gonna see if we can get another batch of copper. So if we can get a little bit of copper and stuff, that's gonna be really useful since tomorrow we're definitely going to be hitting level 10, and that's when we're going to open up all the forging and such, and I think we can get away with doing some pretty cool stuff at base. Like, the biggest thing I really want to get done is I want to upgrade the storage, upgrade the flooring, so we're going to need copper for a bunch of nails, and there's a lot of little stuff we're going to get done. But that kind of stuff, the only way we're going to get it done is by getting out there and getting the stuff ready to go for as soon as we level up. But so with that, let me go rush over that way quick, and we will be right back. Never say no to a free rabbit. Or a free wolf. Hell, I'll even take a free kiwi. All right, we found the cave here. So copper and maybe a little iron, but the big goal is as soon as we hit level 10, I want us to be able to just like really quick get into stuff. Probably gonna have some more cave worms that spawn, but I'm gonna go clear out this cave, top on up, and be right back. Oh, and we already hit level 8. Nice. All right, so we didn't quite fill up because morning is hitting. We're gonna get back to base, do a drop off, and then tomorrow is gonna be day 3, and this is the day where things are really gonna change. So if you kept somewhat on pace with what I've been doing in this playthrough, starting out, that day 3 is when you're gonna finally be able to hit level 10, which is gonna open up the game a ton. So like anytime you're hitting these tiers on the tech tree, if you're keeping up with resource gathering, that changes things so much. Like the amount of stuff that changes is insane. We're also gonna need a little bit of silica here, not a lot, but just a little there, because there is one of the crafting tables you're gonna want to craft does use just a couple silica, and might as well be ready to go. Later on, silica is going to be used for like concrete and for glass are going to be two of your biggest uses of it. But early on, it's honestly just really handy to have. All right, we're back here at base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft up some chests before I edit down this video and just have somewhere we could dump some stuff temporarily. But I appreciate you guys for watching up to day 2 here. Like I said, I'm gonna record at least one more day here for you guys so we can get into tier 2 tree. But if you guys have feedback, feel free to let me know. I am newer to doing this, so I really don't mind any kind of feedback you guys have on ways I could edit this better. Like I said, I am new, so I don't have a ton of experience with video editing. I usually just do live form content over on my Twitch, which I have like those links and stuff and thing. I'm not gonna, through this series, really mention like all those likes and subscribe things. I'm sure most people have used YouTube for a while know it does help. But honestly, the thing I care more about is if you have any honest feedback, let me know. And if you have questions, like I said, I stream on Twitch every single night. I'm usually streaming like 5 to 10 hours a day. So if you want to swing in anytime you see me live, if you have any questions in the game or anything, let me know. You want to join in on the server for that playthrough we're doing. We're up to Styx right now. So we played all the way through Olympus here, and now we're working through Styx, so we're doing a operation every day. But yeah, like I said, stay tuned because tomorrow, day 3, is going to be absolutely massive. That is going to be the day where everything changes, and you're about to see some really fast progression as soon as we get this last level and a half. But with that said, you guys stay safe. If you're sticking around for day 3, I'll see you guys over there.